comparison details the 2024 Ford F-150 Raptor versus 2024 Land-Rover-Defender. Then there were three. First came the Ram 1500, then the Chevrolet Silverado 1500, and now the third member of the American trinity of pickups is arriving in Australia, the Ford F-150. We're only weeks away from right-hand drive F-150s hitting Australian showrooms and owners' driveways, but carsguide.com.au was one of a select group of Australian media given a preview drive of the big truck in the USA recently. We sampled the F-150 XLT with the 3.5-litre EcoBoost V6 engine that we'll soon have here. This is what we discovered. The latest generation Land Rover Defender has won ample praise, even from die-hard fans of the old Defender. It's garnered a stack of awards around the world, and it's also managed to sell pretty bloody well. Don't worry about that. To commemorate a huge Land Rover milestone, is 75 years since the original Landai, the Series I, was released, JLR has made available 75 of its 75th anniversary Defenders in Australia, 25 Defender 90s and 50 Defender 110s. Our test vehicle is a 110, but is this limited edition Landai actually worth its more than $150,000 price tag? Deep dive comparison. Verdict. It's not long now until the F-150 reaches local hands. In fact, at the time of publishing, the first right-hand drive examples were rolling down the local production line, but this US preview has given us a fresh perspective on what to expect. The biggest question about the F-150 is how it will translate to Australian conditions. The infrastructure in the USA, from the roads to car parks and even fast food drive-thrus, are designed to accommodate 6-meter-long and larger pickup trucks, but Australia isn't quite the same. Buying one here will mean learning to understand exactly where you can and can't go due to the size of the F-150, but based on the sales of the Ram and Chevrolet, it seems like plenty of people are willing to accept that compromise. And it's easy to understand why. From a practicality point of view, the F-150 offers more space in the tray and more towing capacity than a Ranger can manage. While from a lifestyle perspective, the F-150 offers the space and curb appeal that a Ranger, even a Raptor, can no longer manage on our ute-filled streets. The Land Rover Defender in its current form is a revelation in terms of, well, everything. The 110 is refined, sure-footed and comfortable on-road, and it's more capable off-road than ever before, and assuredly so. It's wholeheartedly embraced positive change in terms of creature comforts, drivability and safety, and has lost none of the traditional Defender spirit. The new Defender has managed to satisfy, placate, die-hard fans, and it's attracted a whole bunch of new ones at the same time. The 75th anniversary treatment doesn't add anything of substance to the Defender package, but it doesn't need to. That's not the point, and to Landai lovers it's all cream on top. Price and features. Ford Australia has already released the details on what we can expect from the locally available versions of the F-150. There will be two models, the XLT, which we drove in the USA, and the higher-grade Lariat, and both will be available in standard or long wheelbase. The XLT begins the range at $106,950, plus on-road costs, with the long wheelbase priced from $107,905. The Lariat SWB will start at $139,945, and the Lariat LWB from $140,900. Standard features for the XLT will include 20-inch machined alloy wheels, chrome bumpers front and rear, a work-surface tailgate and a spray-in bedliner, as well as an 8.0-inch digital instrument panel, 8.0-inch multimedia screen with Ford's SYNC4 interface, power-adjustable seats and dual-zone climate control. Stepping up to the Lariat adds extra chrome trim, including mirror caps and door handles, as well as a twin-panel moonroof, power tailgate, heated and vented leather accented seats, a larger 12.0-inch infotainment screen and similar instrument cluster and a surround view parking camera. The limited edition Defenders are based on the high-spec HSE variant and are available in the 3-door 90 body style, or the 5-door 110 body style. Our test vehicle is the 110 and has a recommended retail price of $156,157, excluding on-road costs. Each special Defender is a P400 MHEV, mild hybrid electric vehicle, so they have a turbocharged 3.0-litre inline 6-cylinder petrol engine, supported by a small electric motor. Under the bonnet. Ford Australia has opted to skip the V8 engine and instead offer the F-150 locally with the 3.5-litre twin-turbo V6 EcoBoost engine. While there will be those who miss the sound of a V8, they won't miss any performance. That's because the EcoBoost is more potent than the 5.0-litre V8 alternative, offering 298 kilowatts and 678 Nm compared to 298 kilowatts and 555 Nm from the bigger engine. The EcoBoost engine is paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission and a shift-on-the-fly 4x4 system. As mentioned earlier, this Defender is a P400 MHEV, mild hybrid electric vehicle, so it has a 3.0-litre inline 6-cylinder turbo petrol engine, supported by a small electric motor. That engine produces 294 kilowatts at 5500-6500 RPM. And 550 Nm at 2000, 5000 RPM, and it's matched to an 8-speed automatic transmission. The P400 MHEV has a 48-volt lithium-ion battery, aimed at reducing engine load and fuel consumption, and it has a 7.0 kW electric supercharger aimed at minimizing turbo lag. The Defender has permanent all-wheel drive and a dual-range transfer case with high and low range for WD. Efficiency. The other advantage for the EcoBoost engine over the V8 is fuel efficiency. The EcoBoost is rated at 11.7 L, 100 km, more than half a litre better than the V8 at 12.3 L, 100 km. In the US, the F-150 is available with multiple fuel tank size options, but Ford Australia has opted for the largest size as standard for our models, a 136-litre tank. While it won't be cheap to fill, that means the F-150 will have a theoretical driving range of more than 1,100 kilometers. Fuel consumption is a claimed 9.9 L a 100 km on the combined cycle, and we recorded actual fuel consumption on test of 11 L 100 km. The Defender has a 90-litre tank, so, going by that fuel consumption figure, you could reasonably expect a driving range of just under 800 km on a full tank, factoring in a safe distance buffer of 20 km, 818 km without the buffer. Driving. In a word, imposing. Even in the USA, where big pickups are common, the F-150 is a big vehicle in every sense of the word. Physically, you need to climb up into it. Once you're behind the wheel, you look out across a vast bonnet and down to the road below. And yet, despite this, it doesn't feel big or unwieldy to actually drive. The EcoBoost engine makes light work of its size, pulling the F-150 along with ease and some genuine kick. It pulls off the mark with some convincing shove and will keep motoring hard all the way past the legal speed limit in Australia.